This is I knew at the time that the existence of proof of my show was hard to come by tangibly. It was hard to grasp onto, and so I even today it's a little bit hard to grasp onto. Truth under oath. If you can get people to actually attempt to do what you're saying as far as signing stuff, it's like that. It's like bending over backwards trying to get people to actually sign stuff. It's kind of like getting them to listen to any of this stuff that I have for proof. Back then I had three forms of proof. There's this email that I was in '99. There was this email that I was sending off, and it was just there wasn't any reply. I kept sending these emails off, no replies, and then I was wondering who's so a few years later I tried to contact them, and I got him on the phone, and he's like, I didn't get any emails. So I figured there's some kind of spoofing going on where some FBI or CIA or somebody's spoofing and receiving the emails instead of him. Something was up, so that was part of the proof. And then the big one the big one was at the time was huge. Was I was sending messages on the CIA, FBI, and Secret Service website, and I wasn't getting any response on the CIA one or FBI. I literally sent like over 2,000 messages total. I would just keep submitting and hit the back button and submit another one, and I would just talk about my show. This is a one-way communication in which I'm talking with them, and then they're talking to me psychically, and it really made my world. It collaborated my world big time, convincing me that the show was really on, that I wasn't crazy. By the way, that CIA thing to FBI was 2002, 2003, and 2004. So I questioned in 2002, since '99 when I thought this was all happening and nothing transformed. I just kept thinking, what the hell's going on, And this was really the big thing at the time, communicating on the FBI website, CIA website. Now you might say that, well, they just weren't responding because they didn't care. That's totally possible. There was one response, left a message by the FBI, I think, just asking about calling back, and I did, and then nothing ever transformed about that. Only thing I got the response was I look at another link there. A bomb. It was a joke. I intended it to be a joke on the CIA website. I had left a whole bunch of messages, and I was talking about we're gonna end the show with a fake bomb threat, and then the curtain's gonna lift up, and it's gonna be, oh yeah, this is a big joke, and that turned out to be a backfire. So at that point it had been like 50 messages I had sent until that backfire, and so I was like, I'm thinking, what's going on? And so I literally sent another 2,000 more messages after that, wondering, well, if perhaps I was wrong about sending the message. The only thing I responded to was the threatening ones, and it turns out when I was on the Secret Service website, I wasn't serious, but I threatened to kill Bill Clinton, and that's when we responded to. And then the Secret Service did respond to a non-threatening one after that, threatening to cut my internet off if I was to initiate any more contact with them. This is the kind of response that I was trying to get at the beginning. I was trying to get them to respond to my non-threatening emails, and I got convinced that I could just send anything. I was wondering if I could if would they respond to anything. So I got risky, and so that there's the idea that yes, they're just not responding because they're a bunch of a-holes. I choose the other viewpoint where they're just a bunch of pranksters who would want to get me in trouble whenever I initiate the threatening ones, and they're having a lot of fun time with that stuff, and that they're actually just part of the show, and just a bunch of losers who are sitting in the background trying to watch me and everybody and watch everybody beat off while they laugh and watch me get in trouble and nothing really ever transforms by the fact that there's no communication. It's all one-way communication, me to them, and nothing back except psychically, which doesn't amount to much proof. So that can be a very frustrating deal, as you can tell in this dialogue. Then the other proof at the other time, this proof 3, is this Kirlian scan that I took with this latest technology, the GDV device, and at the time, I thought that was big. I pegged this one scale, this one reading, and I thought it meant something. And I could try to get another follow-up and measure it, but I'm questioning the validity of the gadget. Is not used in medical science too much. It's not given much creed by the scientific community in the United States. Over in Russia and Europe, it is. So. At the time, though, when I was thinking that I had something going, that my sixth chakra was opened up, and I was the mental chakra was off the scale, so the third eye, which is, I think, the third eye is the God's eye or something. So that was big at the time. Today's proof is the truth under oath. It's that simple. I'm having nobody's is able to. Well, a few people have told me I wasn't God, but I'm telling you, it's really elusive. What under oath this is. So this is the big one. This truth under oath is the proof, and it's actually legal admissible proof. And even that is still elusive, but this show does exist, despite the fact that it doesn't seem to be in reality. It doesn't really exist in reality very much. I'm having trouble getting Hollywood and anybody to take this show, which is a very interesting show, and produce a movie from it, because it's just not based in reality. It's like it's in a different freaking phase or something of reality, in which nobody's paying attention to what I'm doing. Or I'm suing David Copperfield, I'm suing everybody and their brother, and getting sanctioned, and they're going to kick me out of Minnesota pretty much here. And this is a recording, March 27th of 2011, and nobody seems to find this to be an interesting story. So, but yeah, the biggest proof came from this truth under oath. That is, there's something going on, and when I can ask the CIA, when I take them to courtroom, if my show exists, and they don't tell me it doesn't, then they're not abiding by the conditions, which I said that. Anyways, everything I assumed everything. Pretty much, I alleged everything's happening in the show that's occurred, and they were to tell me that they were to tell me different, and if they didn't, then I was right. So it turns out I'm right. It's just I'm very poor now still. So, anyways, with all that, with the proof, it seems like pretty massive proof that I'm a pretty important person, and the show exists, and I'm God, and still no money to show for it, and it's just a tough road here.